Good afternoon, and welcome to this month's webinar presented by Consolidated Credit Solutions. Smart Savings for Back to School Madness: How to Spend Intelligently and Teach Your Kids to do the same. Besides the winter holiday gift giving season, back to school is one of the most expensive and most stressful times of year. The stakes are high. You want your children to be properly equipped to get a proper education, but you don't want to go into debt to do it. So today, we'll review both the most proven tactics as well as some little known secrets to get you through this hectic time. Best of all, we'll also show you something cool: how you can use back to school to teach your children how they can save money. My name is Doris Baker. I work for Consolidated Credit, one of the nation's largest and oldest credit counseling agencies. For more than 2 decades, our nonprofit has literally helped millions of Americans get out of debt and balance their budgets. And back to school shopping is one of the hot topics we're often asked about. So, what you'll learn today are the tips and tricks we've used to help more than 6 million Americans over the past 26 years. For the winter holidays, the average American spends around $1,000 on gifts and celebrations. Back to school is less than that, at $685 per child, but that's more than we spend on Mother's Day, Father's Day, and Valentine's Day combined. That cumulative total, by the way, comes to just over $560 a year. So you can see why back to school is big business, which means, of course, it's ripe for big savings. Sadly, though, it's also easy to overspend. Let's talk about that first. The first lesson all parents learn about spending on their children is this: don't buy pricey items that they're just going to lose anyway. Well, that goes double and triple and quadruple for back to school shopping. When one company polled parents about this very topic, they found that 80% reported their children had lost some important item at school. That includes book bags, lunch boxes, and school supplies, but also hats, gloves, and clothes. So, our first helpful tip is this: don't spend a lot of money on any item you know your child loses easily. Then spend a few more dollars on labels for every item. Why? Because in that same poll of parents, labeled items were almost always returned. Along those lines, let's dive into shopping tips, but start with a few that aren't about shopping at all. Every parent knows that the easiest way to overspend is to shop without a list. But you'd be surprised how many parents ignore the list from their children's schools. Many schools these days offer a supply list explicitly so parents don't buy more than they need. Such lists can spare you from buying expensive electronics or even notebooks your child really doesn't need to get an A plus. This sounds so simple, it can't possibly save you money. Trust us, we've heard from so many clients over the years who opened desk drawers, looked in the back of bedroom closets and kitchen cabinets, and scoured garages and attics. They often found new or slightly used items they could check off their children's back to school shopping list. We're talking about pens, pencils, notebooks, book bags, folders, book covers, and even clothing that fit an older child and was stored and then forgotten now that a younger child might need it. So here's another non-shopping tip we think will work quite well. You can gather friends and neighbors with school-aged kids and throw them a party. But just like a potluck, they can't come empty handed. They must bring back to school items they either don't need or have too much of. That could mean clothing from a child who outgrew them or too much loose leaf paper they bought in bulk. In fact, an increasing number of parents throw these parties annually, which means these parents intentionally buy in bulk, saving big for not only themselves but others who return the favor. Veteran back to school shoppers will tell you before they log onto a website or drive to a store, they start with garage sales and thrift stores, especially as the school year approaches. Thrift stores realize that they have a huge market looking for deals, so they trot out their best gently used items that parents may covet. Garage sales are a little more hit and miss, but it can be worth the time to score a nice backpack and clothes. If you have friends who hit garage sales as their hobby, tell them to keep their eyes peeled for back to school items you could use. So now we're working our way up the spending ladder. Dollar stores have the best deals for stocking up on the smallest items. We're talking pens, pencils, notebooks, and even Kleenex and hand sanitizer. While your kids might chafe at wearing hand me down clothes to the first days of school, you won't get much argument about these kinds of school supplies. Thank God. Before you buy online, use one of these websites to help you find the best deals. There are also many others out there that allow you to make a list of desired items, then tell you when a good deal is being offered. Most of the ones you hear are pegged to Amazon, but Baywatch monitors deals on eBay, while the Mac Index does the same for the sale of Apple products. You can find these price monitoring programs everywhere, and you don't need to be tech savvy to take advantage of them. Try one or more and see if you save big. Okay, now we're into the guts of it. Back to school shopping. Now that you've laid the groundwork, time to aim high. So stop getting paranoid about the cost of post-it notes at Walmart compared to Target. We all have only so much time and energy. Better to use both by saving money on bigger ticket items like computers, tablets, and other electronics. Saving $300 on a laptop is better than saving $5 on a lunchbox or 25 cents on a bottle of glitter glue. And the best way to save on electronics? Learn the word refurbished. It's like the term pre owned for cars. Basically, these are computers, phones, and tablets that have been thoroughly cleaned and fixed, and they come with warranties too. While you can sometimes find the latest models refurbed, most likely you're talking about these items being a generation or two older. But for a kid at school, it's not about bragging rights, it's about affordable education. Besides, for image conscious kids, we've learned this trick. Spend an extra $20 on a cover that your kid likes, and no one will ever know you saved $500 on a refurbished device. Weekly sales start Sunday mornings, and back to school inventory isn't always restocked quickly or at all if you're shopping in August. If you want the best deals both online and in the store, don't wait till the end of the week. Hit those sales as early in the week as you can. It's too late for this year, and it depends on where you live, but 16 states offer back to school sales tax holidays. During these few days, certain items are exempt from sale tax, which can be an instant savings of up to 7%, depending on the state. Most of these sales tax holidays happen during the first week of August, although they can range from late July to the end of August. That's about as specific as we can get because these states are forever tinkering with these dates. So every year can be a little different. But your local newspaper and even Google will announce the dates at the beginning of next summer. It's worth making a note to check that out. Teaching your children about money can be a real chore because depending on their ages, they believe you're a bottomless ATM. Games like Monopoly teach them about what things cost, but back to school can be a game in real life. We'll talk more about how this can be the first lesson in a year long lesson plan, but for now, let's focus on getting started. While most children aren't historically excited about the end of summer break and the beginning of school, many do enjoy getting new stuff for their first day back. We've known many parents who use that excitement for educational purposes. They sit with their children and give them a budget and a list. We have this much to spend on the following items. Then they search online for those items with the parent adding up the expenses. As the child goes nuts and blows the budget in the first few minutes, the parent can look ruefully at the list and say, "Sorry, dear, we've already spent everything." You can see where this is going. In a few minutes, we'll double back and tell you how far you can take it. We're not big fans of the extreme couponing trend, mostly because we preach moderation in all things. You can spend many hours clipping coupons to save not very much. But when it comes to back to school shopping, we're big advocates of being extreme for a very brief time. So you can scour the internet for coupon sites, and we wouldn't object, but we suggest a simpler way to get extreme. Find the stores you love and follow them on Twitter. Then keep checking your feed because stores like the ones here, along with many others, have gotten quite sophisticated about tweeting out back to school deals. This is some of these are thing is some of these are flash sales, which means they come and go quickly. So keep that phone handy. As you might expect, what kids really want in their back to school supplies changes over the years. Of course, grows more expensive. Your young children will covet crayons and markers, as well as notebooks with their favorite cartoon or movie characters. By the time they hit middle school, the emphasis is on the fanciest pens and highlighters, plus the coolest backpacks, and of course, notebooks with their favorite musicians and sports stars. And in high school, it's all about electronics and laptops and other tech, plus, of course, notebooks with their favorite people on them. Notice we didn't include clothing on this list. Some kids care, some don't. But if you understand at a high level what your child will want at different stages of their development, you can take that into account before you go shopping. Okay, this is the part of back to school shopping that excites us the most. Savvy parents use back to school to secretly teach their kids lessons about money. Of course, good parents are always trying to teach their children about money, but sometimes it's tough to keep them interested. But back to school is a great opportunity because many kids care about the clothes and supplies they'll first bring to class. So let's see how that works. Many parents give an allowance for household chores and they let their children blow that money on impulse buys. This teaches kids that money is finite, and when they run out, they have to wait until they're paid again. You can use allowance as an extra lesson during back to school shopping. As we mentioned, you can give your children a back to school budget. If they complain that it's too low, tell them they can supplement it with their own allowance. In our experience, this is what you'll hear next. But that's my money. You can then tell them, yes, but everything else is my money. No one likes spending their money. It's easy to spend other people's money, and a lesson is learned. Back to school is a perfect time to teach your young teens about the power of comparison shopping. We mentioned earlier how you can sit with them and shop online, watching as the lean back to school budget soon disappears. But you can also strike a deal with them on your own. If you find better bargains for the items you want, I'll let you spend the rest on back to school items of your choice. So locate those bargains and come back to me. Inevitably, your child will find some deals that really aren't. We're talking about discounts for surrendering scads of personal information or even downright scams. This is the perfect time to teach your children that if something sounds too good to be true, it is. So they'll learn about good shopping and bad shopping, all while scoring excellent back to school deals. A win win win. Credit card debt is a huge problem in this country. There's more than $1 billion of it, and the average American household carries more than $9,000 in credit card balances each month. You can help your children avoid this plight by using back to school shopping as a plastic tactic. For instance, if your teen wants a budget busting laptop, let them charge it against their future allowance, but also charge your teens an extra 25% for the privilege. So if they need $200 extra, you'll tell them you'll give them $200 now, but they owe you $250 in future allowances. When they cry foul, you get to explain the concept of interest charges and how all credit cards work. We've already mentioned a bunch of websites that can help you shop more efficiently and score better back to school deals. But we want to mention two websites that can help you generally save money. Now, there are many such websites out there, and we like a lot of them, but we run two of them. So we're getting a little biased here. Consolidated Credit's website offers an entire section of personal finance advice, including an easy to follow report on teaching your children how to budget. We also offer free webinars and videos on how to save money and spend wisely all year round. Just check out consolidatedcredit.com. At Miss Money B, we keep you up to date on the latest ways to save for your entire household, whether it's six mistakes to avoid when you teach your children about money or 10 tips for helping your teens become financially independent. MissMoneyB.com is the easiest way to learn about smart savings in just a few minutes. So that's it. Actually, that's just the beginning. If you use these tips and see good results during your back to school shopping, tune in for our other webinars that will help you do the same for holiday shopping, paying for college, and saving for retirement, among many other topics we tackle in this same quick and breezy style. If you have any questions anytime, you can hit us up at the email address or phone number above. You'll talk with a trained counselor who will answer your specific questions. Thank you very much for taking this time out of your day. We really appreciate you and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.